Donald Trump's second term as U.S. president is already off to a bustling start. New policies, diplomatic tensions, and now 3 major sporting events that could redefine America as a sporting host. First up, of course, is the FIFA Club World Cup. Then the Los Angeles Olympics that's coming up in a few years in 2028. But the biggest of them all, the biggest pressure point will be at the FIFA Men's World Cup that's scheduled to take place next year. Why? Because Trump's newly introduced policies and stringent approach may just put the entire event at risk. For the first time in FIFA history, 48 teams will take part in the 2026 World Cup. That's 16 more than what Qatar hosted in 2022. More teams mean more first-timers, countries that narrowly missed out in the earlier editions. Nations like Uzbekistan and Jordan, who now stand to fulfill their long-awaited World Cup debut dream. It's a historic moment, no doubt, for these countries, Jordan and Uzbekistan. But the big question is, will this fervor and excitement continue in the right vein right up to the World Cup? Because America's love for football is showing its true colors. The Club World Cup, while not on the same scale as the FIFA World Cup, features 32 teams from across the globe. Yet with just days to kick off, the buzz in the US is almost non-existent. FIFA is already in damage control mode. Tickets for opening matches haven't sold out. And remember, this is the first time FIFA is experimenting with the expanded format, taking a leaf out of the ICC handbook, the International Cricket Council, that took cricket to the US. What they were counting on, of course, and still do, is the Lionel Messi factor. They're counting on this to reinvigorate and re-energize the crowd and the fans, which is why he and Inter Miami are headlining the opening day. So they set the lowest ticket price at around $350, banking on Lionel Messi's charm to pull this off, presuming the best, and unfortunately are encountering the worst. Sales were so poor, FIFA had to slash rates by more than half the original price. They are down to $55 and still not selling. Here's why they've come to this. America is still tuned into its own sports, baseball, basketball, American football. They all dominate here. And now FIFA is hoping football catches the same kind of zeal. Truth is, they are relying on international fans to fill up the stadiums. But even that is under threat thanks to Trump's new immigration policy, something FIFA boss Gianni Infantino needs to realize.
It's obvious that when it comes to FIFA competitions as well, any team, and including the supporters and the officials of that team who would qualify for a World Cup, need to have access to the country. Otherwise, there is no World Cup. That's obvious. So the requirements will be clear, and then.
That was the FIFA president nearly 8 years ago, long before the US was announced as the 2026 FIFA host. He was crystal clear. Countries must guarantee swift and fair visa access to the players, officials and fans from all over, else there is no World Cup. His words there, very clear. But now with Trump back in power, those guarantees are looking shaky.
The recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, has underscored the extreme dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted, as well as those who come here as temporary visitors and overstay their visas. We don't want them.
Trump's latest travel ban on 12 countries puts the promise his friend Infantino made seem false. Fans from Iran who've already qualified may not even be able to enter the US to cheer their team on. And that's not the only red flag. Yes, America is a developed nation. Yes, they're experienced in hosting large-scale events. 8 Olympic Games and the FIFA World Cup way back in 1994. all proof of that. But that World Cup had only 24 contenders. This one is double that number. So in many ways, America is stepping into uncharted territory. And let's face it, despite hosting the World Cup 3 decades ago, they failed to embed football into the nation's sporting fabric. It's almost like they're hosting it for the very first time. And we've already seen what happens when the US enters unfamiliar quarters. Take the ICC T20 Cricket World Cup 2024. Last year, for example, poor facilities, inadequate stadiums, underdeveloped pitches, players having to move outside their hotels to train and work out and find gyms outside. No proper drainage systems in place at the stadiums, and above all, security concerns. Organizers underestimated the pull of superstars like Virat Kohli, and few other Indian players failed to comprehend the magnitude of a World Cup that only a handful of countries play. And now similar concerns surround the upcoming FIFA World Cup. Only the scale will be much, much bigger. 48 nations, millions of traveling fans, the Messi-Ronaldo generation probably showing up for one last time. Can America handle it all? Because as of now, the signs for FIFA 2026 aren't looking that promising. If that continues to be, won't just be a setback for FIFA, but also for America.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karj mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Fiskali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上mo.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.